Hello Kashyap.
Hello Madhavi.
How are you?
Oh, absolutely top of the world.
So, I have a very interesting statement to make and a question to ask. Accept the way who I am. And the question that I want to ask you is, what do you think about acceptance? Is it positive or negative? And why I'm asking this question is sometimes acceptance can take you into other dimension, other direction, to such a level where you would want to stay in the pain or suffering for too long than it deserves.
Yeah, they have accepted the pain. Yeah, correct. Accepted in the sense, yeah, they are tolerating very well. Yeah.
I want to ask you, is acceptance perceived to such a level where they want to take all the pain, all the suffering, and they don't want to go to that extra mile and feel better? Or acceptance to such a level where they don't want to try at all anything in their life?
Wow. A very different dimension to acceptance. Yes.
I don't want to confine acceptance to pain. That's the reason why I'm saying the differentiation here is acceptance to pain or acceptance in every manner. Is that their general attitude towards life or acceptance only towards pain? So I want to ask you, how do you see these two different kinds of people, and what would your advice be?
Very powerful question. I have pain in my life, and what you're saying is I have accepted the pain in a negative manner.
Exactly.
So I'm still having pain and I'm okay to suffer.
Yeah.
You're getting my point?
Exactly.
People who fall into this pattern, right, they suffer continuously.
Exactly.
They suffer every minute, every hour, in fact, every second of their life. They continuously suffer, but they don't put a conscious effort, as you said, one extra mile to change it.
Or to feel better.
To feel better. Absolutely. Final outcome is to feel better. So here, in this manner, acceptance is quite dangerous. That's what you're asking. Very powerful question. In neuroscience, they call this pattern as learned helplessness.
Learned helplessness.
Learned helplessness. People who suffer, they keep saying this: I'm helpless. I've tried a lot. They did. No doubt about it. People who are suffering and they are not willing to change, they are continuously suffering. They are not taking that extra effort or one extra try. They are not doing it. No doubt they have tried it a lot. No doubt about it. But once they fall into this pattern called learned helplessness, they continue to suffer. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
To demonstrate this learned helplessness, scientists have done few experiments.
Okay.
One experiment, they did it on dogs. One experiment, they did it on humans. Okay. We will see the experiment on the dogs first. You will understand more if you listen to this experiment, what we are talking about, what is this learned helplessness, why people suffer. It's easy to understand. Now, they have taken many dogs, right? They have divided them into 3 groups. Okay. Group number 1, group number 2, group number 3. Okay. They have taken a huge room, and they have separated that room with a barricade. Okay. Now, this is a room in between a huge barricade, but from this place to this place, if you cross the barrier, you can go. You're
so there is a hollow space on that.
Yes. They brought group number 1 dogs, okay, into the room. They brought it to this side, right? They gave shock, electrical shock. Shock refers to pain. Now you give shock, it's painful, right? So they gave shock to these dogs and they have trained them, if they can cross this barrier, right, and go to the other side of the room, there won't be any shock or any pain. So they have trained them how to cross the barrier, and going there is no pain. So group number 1. Now, then they brought group number 2. They gave shock, but they have not trained them.
Okay.
The dogs, they themselves saw the barrier, they tried jumping, it's quite high, they fell down, they jumped again, tried again, fell down, tried again, fell down. Finally, they crossed that barrier, they went that side of the room, that side there is no shock, that means there is no pain. Group number 1 and group number 2, the difference is they have trained group number 1, they have not trained group number 2. Here is the interesting thing, the group number 3. The third group dogs entered the room. Again, the same thing, they gave the shock. And they have also, for them also, they have not trained them. For this group also. So they themselves found out the way, they tried, they fell down, they tried, they fell down, they tried, they fell down. Finally, they crossed the barrier, went that side. Here is the twist. They gave shock even that side also. Now, whichever corner those dogs went into that room, wherever they went, whichever corner, they gave shock. That means every corner of the room, they experienced only shock. That means pain. It went on for a few weeks. Group number 1, they gave shock, they trained how to cross the barrier. Group number 2, they gave shock, they didn't train, they went that side, and both cases there is no pain that side. Group number 3, even though they crossed the barrier, there was a pain. Now, after few weeks of this procedure, they have changed the room. That means there is change in the environment. And this time the barrier is quite small barrier compared to the previous one. You can just jump quite easily. You can cross it and go. Now, in this new environment, they brought the group number 1, they gave the shock, they happily jumped the small barrier, crossed the barrier, went that side, no pain. Group number 2, they gave shock, they also crossed the barrier, they went that side.
No pain.
Now, there no pain. Now, group number 3, here is the twist. They gave the shock. Guess what? These dogs kept on tolerating, accepting the shock, tolerating the pain, but not taken any effort to move.
Cross.
In this room, there is no shock that side. The room has changed, the environment has changed, the barrier is quite small, but they are weeping, they are crying because of the shock, but still they are not
moving.
Why? Because in their head, it is deep rooted saying, even I go that side,
there is
again
pain.
I have to suffer. But this time there is no shock there. You are getting my point. By the way, I am not just talking about the dogs and the shocks, my dear friends. This is called learned helplessness. In group number 3, they are helpless. It didn't happen just like that. Their brain learned
how to be helpless.
Their brain learned to suffer. Why? Because for them, trying is more painful than this
taking the pain.
Taking the pain. Very good. Very well said. Their mind says, I've tried a lot. I'm agreeing with it. They have tried. No doubt about it. Maybe the way they tried may not be correct, might not be correct, or that is also correct. Maybe they need to try more. I accept it. I am not saying they never tried. No, they did. You are getting my point? But they didn't get the results. And that became too much of pain, and they say,
fine,
it's okay.
But what if it works this time?
Absolutely. That's what is the question to be asked. What if it works this time? You're getting my point? Learned helplessness is the reason for suffering. Now, people who can't tolerate this pain, they go to a different extreme. They kill themselves. That's one extreme. They kill and they go away. Now, here, people, they are continuously suffering. They are dying every second. By the way, I'm not saying go and commit suicide. No. I'm not saying that. They also fell into learned helplessness. That's why they ended their life. Now, how to break this pattern? By asking a simple question, what if it works this time? This is a very deadliest pattern, my dear friends. I'll give you an example, real life example, how it works. I have a friend in the sense, very elderly person. in Bangalore. Okay. A common friend. He was almost 130 kgs. 130.
30.
He tried gym. He tried yoga. He tried dieting. He tried walking, running, climbing stairs, that diet, this, that. And he used to put efforts. I'm not saying no for it. You're getting it? And every time he comes back and tells me,
Nothing works.
Kasyap, it's not working. That means like dogs, wherever they go, it's pain.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? There is no result. At one point of time, he fell into the learned helplessness and said, you know what, Kasyap? Obesity is in my genes. I said, isn't it in your t-shirt? You're getting my point?
Yeah.
After a few months, he came to meet me in my office in Bangalore. I couldn't recognize this guy. This person lost almost some 55 to 60 kgs in the month of 3.5 to 4 months time. That's it. In the span of 3.5 to 4 months. He lost 55 to 60 kgs. I couldn't recognize him.
What changed?
Now, yeah, that's what my interest is. I love human psychology. I said, he tried gym, everything, and he said, I tried everything, but nothing worked. My question is, what worked? He said, his daughter's kidney got infected, and doctor said, we have to replace the kidney failure. Now, only kidney which was matching was his kidney, this person's kidney. He is ready to give that kidney to his daughter, but doctors were not ready to operate him.
Because he's obese.
Absolutely. 130 kgs, they said, no, we can't take risk. Now, doctor said, if you want your daughter to be alive, you need to reduce weight. Now, all those gym techniques, all those yoga postures, all those dietings which were not working for him
suddenly started working.
Absolutely. How? You're getting my point? My dear friends, for him it's the daughter.
For you,
to grow a crop, we need season. To motivate ourselves,
we need a
reason, my dear friends.
Of course. Well said.
For this person, the motivation was his daughter. What is your reason? The minute
you find your
reason, my dear friends, you will break the pattern of that learned helplessness. You will not suffer anymore. We need not suffer. Yes, I agree. You have tried 1,000 times or 1,000 different ways, but I'm a person who says you have tried 1,000. Go for the 1,001. You have tried 10,000. One more.
Find your reason to make it your season.
Oh yeah, wonderful. And we will switch hats. My dear friends, learned helplessness is such a deadly pattern because you will continue suffering. We are not helpless, my dear friends. The biggest asset, the greatest machine, a very powerful resource which can help you to stop suffering is within you. That's called your mind. Show it a reason to end suffering. Show a reason to live lively, not to suffer, my dear friends. Learned helplessness is quite dangerous. Quite dangerous.
So stop being helpless and start being helpful.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Take your own help.
Yeah, please help yourselves. Thank you so much, Kasyap.
Thank you.
So it has been heavy on my mind because that example is very much relatable to me as well.
Yeah.
So I think I'll break my pattern too.
Yes.